video if I don't burn something.
Oh wow.
Homemade chicken noodle soup loaded.
This is no, this is no. Yo, this is the business. It doesn't taste like Nando's peri peri sauce. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to This Girl's Insights, where you can find vlogs and sit down conversations about faith and lifestyle. In each of my videos I share my insights, my journey, my life with you. Yo, this is a bit of an off the cuff video. I have just had such a wonderful meal, and I was meant to be filming another video. Yeah, I was meant to be filming like a washing up with me video. I had to cook and then I was gonna wash up and I was gonna film it and you guys were gonna watch me and all of that good stuff. And then somehow I started filming myself cooking. So yo, I now have a cook with me vlog, and yo, it's a bit of an impromptu one. I ended up not cooking what I planned to cook and cooking quite a few things. But here is the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I have enjoyed the meal, but then you know, you can wait till the end for the taste test and you can see what I cooked and what I thought. Here's a hint for you, it does involve quite a lot of chicken. Anyways, yo, let's get in the kitchen and I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Oh, before you go, let me introduce myself. Some people call me Tomilola, some people call me Oyin. Whatever you decide to call me, you are welcome here. Please subscribe and join the family. Please like this video because I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. And you know, leave a comment below as well so we can get to know each other. And now we can jump into the kitchen. Now, I am not sure if this counts as cooking, but I am going to start with a smoothie because I am hungry and I will drink this as I cook. You also notice pretty quickly that I tend to rinse as I go along, just because this helps me save time when it comes to washing up. And now we can start with the chicken. So I have a combination of chicken drumsticks and chicken wings in the bowl. And before we can season, we clean the chicken. So currently the chicken is in a bowl. It's a mixture of like water and lemon juice in the bowl. And then I like to use actual lemons to go over each individual piece of chicken to clean them all. And then we can get on with the seasoning. Okay, so we're starting off the seasoning process with a bit of Maggi. I like to use either Maggi or Knorr. I actually prefer Knorr. I think I just had Maggi in the house. So I'm using so much because there is a lot of chicken in here. Then we're gonna do some black pepper. And what I'm gonna do is, because I don't want to go in and out of the chicken with my hands and then touch my seasoning pots, I'm literally gonna add all the seasoning and then mix it in. And again, as y'all know, if you've seen any of my cooking videos, I am never stingy when it comes to any kind of pepper or chili. And talking about chili, next we're gonna add in some chili flakes because you know that's how I do. I'm still not sure what's happening with this chicken. I'm not sure if I'm making stew, if I'm making barbecue chicken, if I'm making peri chicken, or maybe all of it. Then next I'm going to add in, again for a bit of a kick but not too much, I'm going to add in a bit of suya seasoning as well. Add that in, and then again, because you know, still traditional seasoning, I'm going to add a bit of paprika as well. Kind of went a bit overboard on that one. And then we're going to go in with some mixed herbs. At the minimum, if you're not going to do mixed herbs, at least do thyme. That is essential. And then again, some garlic, because this is how we do. I tend to not to go too crazy on the garlic because it makes me nervous. I feel like I have not yet understood the gauge of what is too much and too little. Then we're actually going to end up with, actually no, before least, we're going to go in with a bit of ginger. Where it gets stuck. And again, while I am nervous about too much garlic, I tend to go overboard with the ginger. But I tend to just, like, this is not how I season my chicken all the time. I tend to just see what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I will use something like jollof seasoning. It literally just depends on the mood. And the last thing I'm adding is a bit of hot curry powder. And that is the chicken seasoned. Now normally if I was doing this overnight, I would try and add in some fresh onions or something. I might still actually do that. Actually, one second. Okay, so for the onion, I am literally only doing a tiny bit. And I'm not even doing them in small chunks. I'm just gonna kind of do a little bit. Oh, and I forgot to say, before I switched on the camera, I also added some olive oil to the chicken as well. And hopefully you all know by now, I am not as I continue to say, I am not an expert chopper. As long as it roughly looks like what I want it to look like, that is all that matters. And this isn't going to particularly be in the meal anyways because it's just for seasoning. And now the fun bit, we go in with our hands and we massage all of that seasoning in. Oh, I lost an onion back there, I think. There we go. But yeah, you really want to mix that in. Normally, I'm not cooking so much chicken at the same time, which is why I'm kind of struggling with this bowl. Oh, y'all, this is good. So you basically want to massage this in to make sure every single bit of chicken is covered in seasoning. And ideally, if I was organized, I would have done this yesterday so I could put this in the fridge overnight so it could just soak up the seasoning. But I wasn't organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on the oven to preheat, cover this for maybe 20 minutes so it kind of gets a bit of its season on, and then put that in the oven. Not going to waste those onions, actually going to just garnish it with that. The important thing though is I don't want the onions to burn. Now it's all a bit packed in there right now, which is okay. We're just going to add this in here. Then I'm not wasting all of this. All of this is seasoning that can be used. So we're going to take all the seasoning in here. There we go. And now for the oven baked part of this oven baked chicken recipe. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this covered with foil for part of the time. So it basically stays juicy like the meat of it. And then I'll remove the foil like halfway through to get the crispier skin. So basically I'm trying to get the best of both worlds. And then what I'll do is I will be putting it in for about 40 to 45 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. And it's worth remembering that the higher you go temperature-wise, the crispier the chicken will be. And what you want to do is you want to rinse this straight away. I am a big fan of cleaning as you cook and actually just rinsing this to make your life easier so that things aren't stuck on by the time you go to start cleaning. Also, you notice I tend to have dishes on the side to free up the sink while I am cooking. Okay, y'all, so more chicken. Now I was initially meant to cook rice and stew with some of the chicken, but I've actually now decided that I want like some chicken noodle soup for dinner. So I've just got some chicken breast fillets and I'm literally just chopping them up. As you can see, as is usual, ain't no fancy about it. Literally, I just want it in small chunks and I'm gonna cut it into small chunks. Some smaller than others, some bigger than others. I might cut some into strips as well, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the whole bag of fillets so I can just reuse it. So this one I will cut into strips. Now, even though I'm chopping this directly from the bag, I will take time to obviously clean the chicken. I know some people don't clean their chicken. I clean my chicken. I clean everything. This is seasoned with pepper. And this time around, I'm going to go for a bit of Chinese 5-spice. Literally just this. A bit of paprika. A bit of garlic. And as is usual, a bit of ginger. Oh, and I nearly forgot salt. Now that I no longer have sea salt in the house, I keep forgetting to add salt into things. I'm using the tiny end, not the open end. Just because I'm so used to sea salt that I don't want to overdo it with concentrated salt. And then we're going to mix all of that in. Wonderful. Wonderful, so wonderful is your feeling love. Okay, I'm going to leave that for about 5 minutes while I get a couple things done. And then we're going to fry that up and use some of it for the chicken noodle soup. And instantly what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the knife. And I'm just going to dig out any chicken. Obviously, be very careful when you're doing this. But I'm just going to basically use my hand to remove any chicken from the grooves of the knife so it doesn't get stuck in there. And while I leave the chicken breast to marinate, I'll check on the oven baked drumsticks and wings. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just look at the steam coming off that. Whew. I wish you could smell this through the camera. It smells so good. So good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain a bit of the liquid, the stock, put the chicken back in to cook and just kind of like dry up so it's not so steamy but it's a bit crispy. As an FYI, there are safer and better ways to do this. So it's easier to just take out the chicken and actually drain this and add the chicken back on. But I am in a rush, so we're just going to do it this way. There we go. So now I am making some chicken noodle soup, but y'all will quickly realize this is not a traditional recipe or any kind of recipe, to be honest. I kind of just make it up depending on what I want and what's in the fridge. But yeah, this is like a quick method because I ain't got energy for stew and rice tonight. You know what I used for a while? Spanish onions. Spanish onions are like the brown onions, but like the really big and flavorful ones. I feel like I'm chopping this differently. It's not pretty, but it's done. This is not meant to be a cooking video. I always end up filming me cooking when I don't intend to be filming me cooking. Hope you all are enjoying this so far. If you haven't already, please like to support, subscribe to join the family, and remember the comment section is how we become friends. So why don't you start a conversation with me? Jesus, now you be your girl. Ooh. Oh, so that was just like a large spring onion situation. I feel like I forgot about the spring onion. Maybe I shouldn't have done a full onion. But yeah, it's cool. Pepper. At this rate, I might as well just do the whole pepper. I was meant to do half the pepper, but with the amount of onions in there. You see why it's so important to leave the sink free while you're cooking? So even if you've got dishes, it's just a good idea to just move them to the side so you have this sink to be able to be flexible with what you're doing. Actually, I might only need half a pepper with this. Let's see, depends on how sweet the pepper is. Ooh. It's not that sweet initially, but then there's a bit of a... This is way too much veg for the amount of thingy I'm cooking, the amount of noodles I'm cooking. Yeah, too much veg is better than too little veg. And maybe I'll just save some of the soup as well. Oh, wow. Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Oh, look at how good this looks, y'all. And it smells even better. Now, this is most likely cooked. It's been in there for like 50 minutes or so, combined with a covered and uncovered. It was covered for like maybe 35 minutes. It should have been covered for less. And then uncovered for like 15 minutes. But what I want to do is, because I'm thinking of making some of it different flavors, I'm actually going to take some chicken out and then I'm going to make some peri peri and some barbecue ones as well. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm not going to be doing too much. I'm literally just going to be doing 5 of each. And this is just so I have snacking options. We're just going to start with a bit of peri peri on there, and I'm literally not too fancy with it. Coat it in there. I don't do too much. It's just a bit of additional seasoning. And yes, my hands are clean, in case you're wondering. As you all know, when I cook, I am pretty obsessed with washing my hands every 5 seconds. Or you might not know. I don't know if you've noticed that in my videos yet. Whew, that is very hot, y'all. That is very hot. Now, obviously, you can just use a brush for this, so you can use one of these. I guess my thing is the one I use that one for baking, and the one I normally use for cooking, I recently had to chuck away because I damaged it. So that's why I'm using my hands. So I'm going to go rinse my hands and then we're going to do the barbecue. Oh, this is very runny. This is a sticky barbecue sauce. It's the first time I'm using it, so we'll see how it turns out. As you guys will quickly notice, I am not really a recipe cook. I can follow a recipe. But when I am not following a recipe, when I say I'm going to cook something, I just start and I see what I want to do as I go along. So that's the barbecue and that is the peri peri. Okay, so I'm going to stick that in the oven for a few more minutes. I'm going to turn it a couple times and then it's going to be done. Normally, if you're doing like barbecue or peri peri chicken, I would normally say double coat. So coat it, stick it in the oven, let it cook, let it do all of that stuff. Bring it back out, coat it again, and then put it back in the oven. But I'm just trying to change up the flavor because that's my snacking chicken. Just because I cooked so much chicken, I don't want it to all taste the same. Though on that note, y'all, let us do a taste test of the normal chicken with no extra flavoring, but the normal seasoning, because we're going to season this chicken. I don't know what I just said. Moment of truth, I will go for a I will go for a leg. Okay. That's good. I wish I'd have left it overnight. Like the seasoning is in there. I wish I'd have left it overnight like I had planned to, because then that would be next level. But yo, I didn't do this yesterday, so this is what we get. But this is good. Like, it's not too crispy. It's very, I don't know if y'all can tell, it's just very juicy. I'm just gonna eat this whole chicken, that's not even lie. If you wanted it to be crispier, you just don't do the full bit. I'm not about to finish this on camera because not everything needs to go on the internet. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna get started on chicken noodle soup, which is basically like, it's not a chicken noodle soup. It's not like the traditional chicken noodle soup recipe. It's like my quick way to get it when I'm in the mood for it, because usually I only ever make it when I want it in like 20 minutes. So this is like my super quick recipe. So yeah, let's do this. And we're gonna start by heating up some olive oil in a pan and also in another pot. And then I'm gonna add the seasoned chicken breast to the pan and let that start frying up. And for the pot, I'm gonna add the chopped carrots, onions, spring onions and pepper to the pot. And you can basically change up the veg to whatever you want. Like maybe some baby corn might actually be nice in there. Okay, so to speed up the process, what I'm basically doing is I'm frying up the chicken separately. So it's like, did I wear this dress the last time I did a chicken video? That is a really random thought I just had. Anyways, I'm frying up the chicken separately, so it basically cooks a bit quicker. And then I'm just gonna keep stirring the veg till it softens. And then as it softens, it's actually probably getting there a bit now. Probably give it one or two more minutes. Let me show you. So you can see that it's started to soften now. So the onions are cooking and all of that good stuff. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding some seasoning and some broth to it. I'm gonna stick in 1 bay leaf, bit of garlic. This garlic always gets like thingy. There we go. Y'all know me and the black pepper. That's the only pepper I'm gonna use for this stage. And I'm probably gonna put in some mixed herbs as well. Just gonna stir that in. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in some broth. First of all, I have kind of got this bowl of chicken broth that I made with a Noodle stock pot. So I'm gonna add this in. Ooh, wonderful. And we're just gonna stir that in. And then on top of that, I'm gonna add in some of the oils from when I made the roasted chicken. So just gonna add that in there as well. Now I don't use too much of that because it is so oily. And as you can see, this is frying up nicely and cooking. I think I overdid the onions. I should have just done half an onion. But let's see what it's looking like. Okay. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. But it's like a very light chicken broth and I just want it to be a bit more flavorful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a bit of salt and if necessary, maybe half a Maggi cube. Oh, that is really hard. That's what I'm talking about. So this has been kind of just boiling for a few minutes. As you can see, the chicken is basically practically cooked, which is why I kind of just love this method because it is so quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the chicken and I'm going to add it into the broth to let that kind of cook up. And then the rest of the chicken I can kind of save for if I want to do this recipe again very quickly later on in the week. Or even if I want to do like a stir fry or something, I then have the ready cooked chicken and I just have to do the rest. Nice big pieces of chicken there, as you can see. There it is in the broth. Might have a couple more bits in actually. So I am going to be using some ready to wok noodles, and I'm just going to add that into the broth mixture. Though again, you can use any noodles with this. You can use like dry noodles and let it cook up in the liquid like you would like Indomie. And I'm just going to let that cook for a couple minutes and then we shall be done.
Homemade chicken noodle soup loaded.
Okay, so I'm just going to let that just broil up for a couple minutes. We're basically done with that and I can have dinner. I forgot about the chicken in the oven. I forgot about the chicken in the oven, guys. 1 second. But I feel like, is it a cooking video if I don't burn something? I promise I don't burn stuff every time I cook. I do it quite often, but not every time. Oh yeah. Oh, y'all, this looks really good. This looks really good. The barbecue one looks a bit burnt. Not too bad, and that kind of happens with barbecue sauce anyways. But let me show you. Oh yeah, this looks really good. So that's the peri peri one, and then that's the barbecue one, which looks a bit burnt, but it's not too bad. It's more this bit that's burnt, but most of the chicken is just little bits. Let us serve this up.
Oh y'all, this chicken looks so good. Though before I eat, while the food cools for a bit, I'm gonna quickly rinse up some dishes just to make washing up a little bit easier later on.
So you see how it's stuck on there? I can't lift it up. That one I can lift up a bit, but not properly. So we're just gonna soak this. And y'all, the noodles are officially done.
Also, in the spirit of cleaning as we go along, I'm also going to quickly wipe down the cooker to deal with any splashes before they stick on. That way I don't have to argue with it later on when I come back to actually properly clean the cooker.
Okay y'all, so I am finally done with the cooking. It's slightly weird because I've basically ended up with stuff I didn't plan on cooking. I was meant to make a chicken stew out of this chicken. Now I've got that chicken. I can make a chicken stew on a different day. I've also got a bit of peri peri chicken for snacking, a bit of barbecue chicken for snacking. I've served up my noodles for dinner, but then I've also got another portion of noodles for another day. And what I've done is I've separated out the noodles from the broth. So the broth has oh, is that tipping? The broth has the chicken in there and some of the veg, and then most of the veg and the noodles are in here separately. I've also got kind of like the stock, the omieron, the juices from the chicken from when I was roasting it, so I can use that on when I'm cooking the stew. And last but not least, I've kind of got the cooked up chicken breast fillets that I can use for either stir fries or other noodle recipes and just make stuff up really quickly on the go. I think I've said this before, for those of you that are new, I don't like to meal prep, but I like to do a partial meal prep. So I like to cook stuff that makes it easier for me to cook on the day, like a halfway option. But yeah, y'all, I am tired, I am hungry. This kitchen is a hot mess.com, literally all of the dishes. But first of all, food, and then I'll come back and do the dishes later on. Taste test time. Let's see, which one is this? Okay, this is the I'll start with the chicken. This is the barbecue chicken. And I've just got a wing of each. So I've got a wing of barbecue and a wing of peri peri. Okay. It's not bad. It's not that the chicken's good and it's got a bit of a barbecue flavor. It's not as good as actually, like if I set out to make barbecue chicken, and I did it properly, it's not that good. It's just a bit of like just barbecue flavor on the chicken skin, which is as expected. I'm not sure how I feel about the barbecue sauce though. Not the best barbecue sauce in the world, but it's not bad. I'm trying to think if I should, because I have some like jerk barbecue sauce. I'm trying to think about if I should have done that. This is the peri peri. No, this is good. This is actually good. Oh, this has a kick. I think maybe the peri peri sits well with the way, because obviously I think I seasoned the chicken with quite a lot of like chili, and it just works well with the peri peri, and that actually, like, it adds, I don't know if it's just a strong peri peri sauce, but it has a good kick instantly. Oh, I'm gonna fill up on chicken if I've even tasted the noodles. Okay, the peri peri is better than the barbecue. If I would change anything, I would do it properly. So I would season the chicken the night before, leave it to marinate overnight, and then actually bake it in the oven the next day. I feel like that would be the best way. And then obviously if you're going to be making barbecue chicken, make barbecue chicken and then if you're going to make peri peri, like make peri peri season. And I guess what I mean by that is actually go back in and double dip and add more sauce and all that stuff. But that peri peri, man, which one's peri peri? That one. That seasoning hits straight away. It doesn't taste like Nando's peri peri sauce, but it does. That's the business. Okay, sorry, noodle time. Noodle taste test. Let's see if we can get a bit of everything. Ooh, I feel like I've got way too much chicken in this meal. This is ridiculous. Ooh. That's got good flavor. Oh my days. This is no. Yeah, this is really good. And anyone who wants to try this is such a quick meal. I know, like, you can make like, I feel like I have said this earlier on, but I will repeat this. This is not like a traditional I don't think I know a traditional chicken noodle soup recipe. I tend to just make stuff up in the kitchen, so it's not like an Asian recipe, it's not like an anything recipe. It's just like a really quick meal. And I know a lot of people, when they do like chicken noodle soup, they actually cook the chicken in the broth, and that gives it a bit more flavor. Actually, I've not even tasted the chicken, but for me, this is just a quick way to get the good flavor, get my noodles in there, get my veg in there, get my chicken in there. And you can literally cook it in like 15 to 20 minutes. You just prep your veg quickly, fry up your chicken, cook up your veg, then just add it all in together. I'm trying to get a chicken. Hold on. Yo, I need to do a mukbang at some point. I feel like I keep saying this. I need to. Maybe I don't need to do a mukbang, actually. I don't know. I think I want to, but I just don't. Yeah, we'll see. I feel like I keep asking this, but y'all let me know if you want to see a mukbang at some point. And what you'd want to see, actually. I need to just take this bite. It's just, it looks really big and it's hot. This has got such good flavor. Yo, this is the business. Now the thing is, I actually wanted to add soy sauce into this. I didn't want to add soy sauce into the pot because I didn't want to make the whole pot like the same flavor. Again, this is kind of like how I would like to approach meal prepping, because I don't like to eat the same thing. So when I cook like double portions or in batch, I like to make sure I can still change up the flavor later on. Similar to what I did with the chicken. Instead of just making it all one thing, yeah, I kind of changed it up a bit. But a part of me is like, I wanted to put soy sauce in this, but I don't actually want to ruin the flavor. Like, I'm enjoying this flavor so much. Like, I'm going to have one more bite, and then we'll add the soy sauce in. Sorry, I feel like I moan when I eat. I need to stop doing that. I try not to do it in public. I guess the issue is when I'm vlogging, I forget that I'm in public because y'all can see me. Okay, so I've just added a bit of soy sauce in there. Let's see how that changes things up. And it's just a bit of light soy sauce, so it shouldn't be a dramatic change, but just a bit of a... Okay, yeah. I think I preferred it with before the soy sauce, but it's still pretty good. It's just a bit like, well, it's a bit more soy-y, a bit more saltier, a bit more, yeah. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go eat. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed just cooking with you guys. I kind of feel bad because I can't give you guys recipes because I don't measure stuff. I just cook. But I hope this inspires you to, like, you know, try a few new recipes and just play around in the kitchen and see what you come up with. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and join the family if you haven't done so already. And please share it with anyone else you think might enjoy it. I'm really trying to grow this channel and I really appreciate all your support. For now, I'm just going to say God bless you. Jesus loves you. May the Spirit of God be with you. Bye, guys. Pasta, pasta, pasta. Do, do, do. Oh my days, that smells so good. Wonderful. Oh, how good does that look, guys? Oh, lovely. Sauce is super thick. Oh, that is crispy, guys. Oh, that smells so good.